Hi everyone, it's Lynn from Lynn Vintage and welcome back to another Retro Cooking Wednesday. Today we are making candy bar cookies. So Miss Alice Reese made these cookies in 1961. This is the 13th Pillsbury Bake Off. She won the 25,000 grand prize with these cookies. Her husband loved them. If you're new here, thank you so much for popping in and dropping in on Retro Cooking Wednesdays. We are here every Wednesday giving you a new recipe from the Pillsbury Bake Off contest. We are trying to get our way all the way through the Pillsbury Bake Off. And if you've been here a while, thank you guys so much for your support. But with that being said, let's get to that ingredient table. All right, the ingredients for the base of candy bar cookies. We need to make this first because it's going to sit in the refrigerator for an hour. We've got 2 cups of flour, 3/4 cup of powdered sugar. We are going to use a teaspoon of vanilla, 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and then we also need 3 cups of butter. So we put all the ingredients in the mixer, get that mixed, and then add the flour. So let's get that started. Okay, so we're supposed to put all of our ingredients into the mixer other than the flour. So I got the butter in here. I just kind of wanted to work that a little bit. And the cream and vanilla, I just kind of mix that together. And then we need to add our powdered sugar. I just want to get that kind of mixed up a little bit. And then I'm going to add our powdered sugar. Just trying to get that butter a little bit soft. So let's get this powdered sugar in there. 3/4 cup of that. And then we are going to blend this all together. And then we are supposed to stir in the flour slowly and then put it in the refrigerator for an hour. Let me get this blended well, and then we'll add our flour. All right, that's blended pretty well together. I scraped down the sides a few times. We are slowly going to stir in our flour. Just to get that mixed together. So we have 2 cups of flour, and we'll come back when this is all mixed in. Okay, dough is all made. We're going to put this in the refrigerator for 1 hour. Okay, so the dough has been refrigerated. We cut it in half, and we are going to roll it into a 12 by 8 inch square. Okay, so we have a 12 by 8 inch square, and then we are going to cut these into 2 inch by 2 inch cookies. Okay, we got all of our little squares cut out. We are going to put this into a 325-degree oven for, I believe, 12 to 16 minutes until they're brown. You could also, if you wanted to, when the dough is crumbly, you could put it in a, I think they were saying like a 10 by 15 by 1, like a cookie sheet, and then just press it in that way instead of rolling it all out. I already had it all mixed, but because it's only half the dough, because I did make the cookies, I just pressed the rest of it into this pan. So let's see how that turns out. Okay, so for our filling, we need 28 caramels unwrapped. I could not find craft caramels, so I'm going to try these Werther's. We need a cup of powdered sugar, a 1/4 cup of heavy cream, a 1/4 cup of butter, and a cup of chopped pecans. So we kind of just put this in a saucepan and melt it down. So let's get it in a saucepan. Okay, so over low heat, we're going to heat up our 28 caramels, our 1/4 stick of butter, and our 1/4 cup of cream. We are going to then stir this on low heat until it is all melted, and then we will add our powdered sugar and our chopped pecans. Let's get this melted. Okay, so the caramels are all melted. We are going to add the powdered sugar and the pecans. I'm just gonna dump that all right in there and mix it up. Let's get this mixed. Okay, it's pretty smooth. We're just going to add our pecans in there, the chopped pecans. Mix this together. And then this is the filling that we will spread on the cookies and then put them with chocolate. So we're also going to make a glaze. So for the glaze, we will need a 1/2 cup of semi-sweet chips, 2 tablespoons of heavy cream, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and a tablespoon of butter. So this will also be melted and glazed on the top of these cookies. So in here on low is the topping, the 1/2 cup of chocolate chips, the 1 tablespoon of butter, and then the 2 tablespoons of heavy cream. We are going to put this on low and get this to melt. So this will be like a drizzle on the top. All right, this is the chocolate melted. We're going to add a teaspoon of vanilla and our powdered sugar to this. All right, teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to stir that in, get that in smooth. And then our 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. We're going to dump that in. And then mix that until it is smooth. Okay, so I just put a tablespoon of the caramel on there, some chocolate, and then I topped it with a pecan. So those are our cookies. I'm anxious to see how the pan cookie comes out. We'll go over that. So what I did when this came out of the oven, I put the caramel on it when it was hot, and then I just threw the chips on there, and then I put it back in the oven for a couple minutes, and I'm just gonna swirl these chips around instead of making that whole frosting stuff. And I think that is phenomenal. Let's eat that instead. All right, my thoughts on candy bar squares. You know, they're good. They're very sweet. I'm not a fan of rolling dough out, so please excuse me. So I like the version of putting it into a cookie sheet, patting it in, and then just putting the caramel on there. And then I liked how I just put the chips on and then just spread the chips. I'll just leave instructions in the description down below on how to do that. Instead of making that whole chocolate frosting, I did the chocolate frosting for the candy, the little squares, but I just think it's easier. You know, we're all in a hurry nowadays, and I like the version of just putting it into the pan, patting it in there, so you don't have to roll the dough out. Is that horrible? But anyways, I mean, they're not, I like them. It's just, they were a lot of work to make the cookies. If you were to make them, I would definitely make them in the pan. If you wanted to make them for a holiday, definitely make the squares. So with that being said, next week we're doing like an apple pie or something. So we will do that for next week. And with that being said, stay retro, my friends. Have a good Easter. Bye, everyone. You could put little bunnies, chocolate bunnies on the tops of these instead. That would be super cute. But with that being said, stay retro, my friends. I'll see you next week. Bye.